Are you okay? Yeah, same. Can you believe that it's already the start of a new year? Okay, so I filmed this in like the beginning of February and it's now currently March. I know, I'm a bad YouTuber. I'm really slow when it comes to editing these long form videos, but all of this still stands. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are feeling like you're losing track of your resolutions, your goals, or if you're like me, you're already suffering from an insane amount of burnout. So in this video, we are going to concentrate on the cozy vibes. Grab a blanket, grab a hot drink or cold drink of choice, whatever you prefer. Our minds need some relaxation. So let's go. So every Christmas, I always ask someone to get me a planner. And this year, my sister and I got each other the same planner. This one is from Hemlock and Oak, which is a Canadian-owned company. I would suggest that if you get a planner, then definitely go for something that's more beginner-friendly if you're not used to it. Don't go for a bullet journal. That's just going to overwhelm you. Just get something that's already filled out to some degree so that you can just fill it in how you like it. Yes, as you can see, I'm filling out the February overview, and I know it's not February, but that's when I filmed this, so we're just gonna go with it. I don't really have fancy stationery stuff. I just kind of use whatever is lying around. I'll borrow my sister's pens, I'll use some of my old pens, I'll just grab whatever I have lying around the house and just fill out my pages. Here, I'm just writing down my monthly to-do list. I'll usually put personal stuff and work stuff. I'll write down healthy habits that I want to keep up with for the month. I also like to put a little section for voiceover bookings. Lately it's been a dry period for voiceover, so I kind of leave this part a little bit smaller. I have been doing a lot more collaborations lately, so I'm just gonna make that a little bit bigger. I'm someone who gets really overwhelmed by life in general, and I need to write down everything that's going on paper, or else I get really anxious that I'm gonna forget something, so this is the best way for me to calm my anxiety. If you're looking to embrace the cozy vibes for this year, I have some favorite recommendations for you for this month. So we're gonna break it down in some categories. I'm gonna start off with my favorite, which is anime, but I'll probably put some timestamps if there's a specific section that you're wanting to skip over. But if you're watching my videos, then I'm assuming you're an anime fan. Honey Lemon Soda. I have 3 of the manga volumes up there somewhere. Love them all, but obviously for me, manga is really hard to just keep up with because I just find it gets really pricey. You can watch Honey Lemon Soda on Crunchyroll. It's a shoujo romance about a girl. In middle school, she was heavily bullied for not really having any emotions. In the manga, she's called Rocky or Rock, but in the anime, they call her Stony or Stone. She decides to go to a new high school, kind of inspired by this boy that she's admired. So she decides to go there herself, hoping to start fresh. She is very different from him, obviously. He's popular, he's self-assured, he knows who he is, he stands up for himself, and she's kind of the opposite, at least at the moment. She starts to make more friends in high school, and we watch as their connection starts to develop. So the next one I want to recommend is My Happy Marriage. This one is season 2. If you haven't watched season 1, then I suggest you watch season 1, obviously. This one definitely gives that kind of cozy vibes, the period piece fantasy. It's about a girl. She has a Cinderella story. Her abusive family forces her to marry a very feared army commander. As they get to know each other, they actually start to develop feelings for each other. She's discovered that she has this dream sight ability, and season 2 is just a continuation of that. The Apothecary Diaries. This one, probably you wouldn't need to watch season 1 to enjoy season 2, I think. Another period piece. This one is set in a palace in ancient China. We follow this young girl. Her name is Mao Mao. So she has an affinity for poisons. This is a mystery anime. There is lots of action in this anime, but it's kind of more subtle. It's like calmer. There is a romance there, but it's not the main focus. The main focus is Mao Mao and her solving specific mysteries in the palace. Then I'm gonna move on to books. I have given myself the goal of reading one book each month. Now, these ones aren't necessarily cozy, but this is what I'm reading this month. So I'm reading Iron Widow by Xiran J. Zhao. This book gives me all the Avatar, The Last Airbender / Hunger Games / Dragon Ball Z vibes. What drew me to this first was the fact that the author is Chinese Canadian. It's been a while that I felt really pulled by a book. I also ended up getting with it the sequel, which is Heavenly Tyrant. Okay, I also want to recommend some webcomics. I have been working closely with Webtoon lately, and obviously I see lots of webcomics around, so I want to give my own favorites. The newest one that I've been reading is Dagger to the Heart. This one is about an assassin who is trying to assassinate a princess, and he thinks it's going to be super easy, but she's actually really boss and just badass. The art style is really good. Love it, love it, love it. It is exactly the kind of art style I personally love. I also wanted to add Angel of Death, which is a webtoon that's fantasy and romance. The Grim Reaper accidentally lost a soul while he was trying to reap the soul, and he finds himself on Earth, and there's lots of romantic tension between him and the sister of the soul that he lost. The next one, I've mentioned it before, but I'm still reading it to this day, which is The Mafia Nanny. I was talking to my dental hygienist about this particular webtoon because she's a big fan of webtoon. This one is just so good. It's about a nanny who is trained to kill, pretty much. She's placed in her first family, which is a mafia family. She has to protect the son of an Italian mafioso. There's a little bit of romantic tension there, but she's not allowed to have any relations with her employers. I've been playing a lot more of Fields of Mystria lately. This is the demo version of the game, so it's not the full version, but to me it might as well be because it's just so good. If you're a farming sim, dating sim type of person, then you will probably like Fields of Mystria. It's basically like Stardew Valley. It has caves, you can forge things, you can harvest stuff, you take care of animals, romanceable characters. They're still working on the game, so there are still updates that roll out. Editing me here, I also wanted to add split fiction to this category because at the time that I recorded this, I wasn't playing the game, but right now I am playing the game, and I really wanted to put it on the list because I think that it's a really fun co-op game. You play as two writers who end up being sucked into each other's ideas. It'll make more sense if you play the game, but it's a lot of fun. I've been having a blast playing with Sebastian, and I don't tend to play PlayStation games, so yeah, highly recommend. I'm gonna crawl back in my editing hole now. Bye. Another activity I've been really enjoying is coloring. This is the coloring book that I've been using lately. I got it off of Amazon. I will link it below if you guys are wanting to look for this specific one, but I will just open a page and just start coloring. It has been a huge stress relief. Honestly, I've been really loving this trend of adult coloring. Like, we are all going back to activities that we loved when we were little, and it's been really healing. This has been probably the biggest stress relief out of everything. These hobbies have been really helpful with my mental health. That's why I like making these kind of videos, because I know how much it helps me, and I also look for different activities to do to help myself with my anxiety, and I just wanted to share anything I can with you guys. since I can't go to the cafe for reasons, we're gonna make the cafe come to me. So I've never actually had, let alone made, Japanese souffle pancakes, but I'm gonna try it. I found this recipe online. I'll put everything in the description, but we'll see, fingers crossed, that this turns out okay. I'm shaking. It says to put the egg whites in the freezer. I'm gonna trust it. In you go. This is gonna be an arm workout. I'm just gonna say that this is good enough because I've been doing this for like what feels like an eternity and I feel like it's not really getting any thicker. I'm hoping it's good because my arm is falling off, so whatever happens, happens. So I have some whole milk, and this mug actually was from the junk pile in our building. When people don't want something, they put it downstairs next to the laundry room. It goes like this. Why would anyone throw this away? Even though my dad is French, he actually really doesn't like this kind of hot chocolate, the Parisian way to make hot chocolate. He actually prefers the like instant stuff. He says that he doesn't like how thick the French hot chocolate is.
To the beast that naps, lizards cry for forgotten time, and the frog sings with a shy caress. Now I'm going to the party in the kingdom of the sun, in the woods.
It's good.
Its breath is deep.
Could definitely make it taller next time, but it's really good. This video was a good lesson on finding the cozy moments in the everyday life. And I hope that you guys found that this video gave you lots of comfort, and I hope that you guys try some of these little cozy activities. And if you have any other suggestions on hobbies or activities or recipes, just leave them in the comment section below. With the craziness of life these days, I really just wanted to have a space for people to escape and just zone out from whatever is going on in your life, in the world right now. And I really wanted to make a safe space for everyone. So yeah, I'm gonna sit here, finish my semi-Japanese pancakes, my attempt at Japanese pancakes, and my hot chocolate. And I will see you guys in my next video. Much love. Hold on, my arm isn't long enough.
The beast sleeps, its breath is deep. Animals go out as flowers.